Hello and welcome to the Onside Kick. Ricky Widmer here along with Dave Oster. And earlier today, because of how kind of crunched we were scheduling-wise this weekend, me and Dave were not able to togetherly, is that a word?
It is now.
It is now. Togetherly set out videos for the Western Conference semifinals, but I was able to record some today before the matchups went on, so make sure you check out those. But we're here to talk about Chris Bosh and how his abdominal injury, abdominal strain is what they're calling it,
Something going on.
will affect the Miami Heat. He's out indefinitely.
At least for the series, maybe the next one.
Do you think he,
still no detail?
Do you think he misses the whole series though, or do you think?
I think he's done for the series.
But do you think if there's there's a game 6, game 7, could he come back from this?
I don't think he'll be back within the next week and a half. No.
Then why not just come out and say, hey, we're shutting you down for the series?
Well, indefinitely, that is. They don't want to put any time mark on it. It's just, you're done for now. We'll let you know when we get more detail.
And Chris Bosh, I kind of thought that he was key to what the Miami Heat brought to the table. He's averaging about 15 points a game and about 7 rebounds. And he was that one guy who, he was a power forward, but on offense, he stayed back in the mid-jumper range. Yeah. LeBron James, D-Wade would be able to drive in, and if the basket wasn't there, they could kick it out to him for an open jumper, much like Carlos Boozer tried to do to no avail.
Yeah, he's a more effective version of Boozer. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, and I just mean, to me, this loss, don't get me wrong, the Heat are still going to have no problem with the Indiana Pacers, but I think that the games are going to be, they're going to have to go at it a different way with Bosh not being there, because what do? Ronnie Tiriath, he started. He started in the second half for Bosh, but what do? Do you use him? Do you go with Haslam? Or, Dave, like you were talking before we recorded this video, you were talking about a smaller lineup?
Maybe bring in a smaller lineup, keep up, because you got to think, the Pacers do try to keep like a quick little lineup in there. We saw it in the earlier series.
Especially Collison.
Yeah, maybe bring in Mike Miller. He filled in quite well during the season when they had other injuries. So I definitely could see them running a smaller lineup, a quicker lineup, and that could solve some problems. But the thing is, the Heat, Bosh did something that they don't have anybody else on the team who can do it. And like you were saying, he's that guy he's a big, he can get the rebounds, he can work the paint, but he also makes those jump shots from the mid-range. See, you'd mentioned, Wade had missed some games this season. That's okay, because LeBron James can do pretty much the same job as Wade can do.
And I was actually thinking, what are the odds maybe that the Heat, for not at the start of the game, but at some point during the game, go tell LeBron James, hey, go play power forward.
He can play every position, so it shouldn't be a huge surprise if they want to shift LeBron around a little. But I think they're asking a lot of them now, because you got to count on LeBron and Wade to have big games almost every game to carry this team.
Much like that second half
they
they
already have the smallest bench in the league, right up there with the Lakers for worst. I mean,
well, with how much you're paying LeBron, Wade, and Bosh.
No, I mean, let's be honest. You're counting on that big front, but still, they're without Bosh there putting 15 up a night. You got to count on these other guys filling
Mario
role players.
Chalmers
can
even though he's in the starting lineup, he's got to come up big.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look at a lot of these role players that they have had, kind of sitting in the back. They got to step it up, cover up for Bosh. But I still think that the Heat will be able to pull this out.
Do you think that, I know you said that the Heat are still going to pull out, does this change, in your opinion, how many games it goes? Because for me, I'm still sticking with the same amount of games. I'm saying Heat in 5 still. I just don't think that them losing Bosh is going to be that much of a loss against the Indiana Pacers, because, an example, Danny Granger against LeBron, he never does well.
He's had a lot of trouble against LeBron James. The big thing is we're going to have to see how well the Pacers can take advantage of Bosh not being there. Hibbert was in a little bit of foul trouble last game, so he didn't get to quite play as aggressively as he could have without Bosh in it. So it's game 2, we're going to see a whole different game plan coming out of the Pacers. But I still think the Heat, they're going to fall out in either 5 or 6. It's going to depend on how much LeBron and Wade can kick out, but start getting dangerous with them two, going all out in the second round of the playoffs. Still got to get one more round before they hit that championship game. It's going to be a rough one for them.
Well, that's all we've got. Tell us what you think down below. Do you think that the Chris Bosh injury is a big loss for the Heat, or do you think that the Miami Heat will be just fine without him? And make sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TheOnsideKick.